Hey, I'm Al McGee at yeticket.com, and I'm here with Stephen Leibowitz at themovienight.net. We're going to talk about this new film called Black Phone 2. Well, this is, I don't know, a prequel or a sequel of Black Phone because it talks about, well, things that happened in the beginning and things like that. But take it from there, Stephen. What do you think?
Well, it's definitely a sequel to Black Phone 2 because the kids are older. We meet Finney. It's like 4 years after the first one takes place. Um, and I guess you could say Finney, the kid from the first one, is still doing some, getting some PTSD. He's definitely has some trauma and stuff he's trying to deal with after being kidnapped by the grabber, Ethan Hawke, and then, of course, killing him. And the sister Gwen, she's the one who had visions to help, find him in the first movie. And now she's getting more visions about going to this camp where basically the grabber is dead, but death is just a word. And he's, the grabber is still sort of doing a thing in the afterlife, trying to get revenge on Finn for killing him in the first place.
Yeah, that's what the grabber said. Death is just a word. Well, but this does have some elements of other films I've seen about nightmares and things like that. But they really did very well in this sequel, as you stated it is. But it does talk about some other things that the grabber did before they knew about the grabber. But anyway, I'll kind of leave that alone. But I felt this movie was very kind of scary. There were some slow moments, and there were a couple of laughable moments in this film. And I really like the storyline also, and I like what they did with this film, especially up at this kids camp. And man, it was kind of scary for me, but it wasn't no scenes where it made me jump out of my seat. What
There
about
were a few,
you?
well, I thought there were a few jump scares, but it's definitely a much more scary movie than the first. And the score, a great score, made it even more intense at times. I mean, like Scott Derrickson, he directed the first movie. He's about to direct this one, and I thought there was a lot of scenes of suspense, a lot of scenes of tension building, and some emotional too. I mean, basically, there's a really great scene between brother, sister, and father where a lot just comes out. So there's a lot of good thing in it too, which is of course not really a staple of a lot of horror movies. So I thought this movie had almost everything. So I mean, yeah, it had the slow moments like you said, but if you were a fan of the first one, I think you'll love Black Phone too.
Yeah, I was a fan of the first one because I thought that was really creepy and things like that. And I feel that this visual palette that they did for this film, it was some grainy moments in this, and then there were some sequels in the early 1980s, and I like the winter background. I like that frozen, and then the cinematographer took her to the mountains and things like that of Colorado. This happened in Colorado. And I really like that part. Visually, it's a very good film. And I really like many of the actors in this one. For example, Mady Beatty in this and Graham Abbey in this. And also uh, Adriana Rivas in this and Miguel Moral. But also, we got Damian Bashir. He's in this also. I thought this was a very good film to watch, and it was very interesting. What I mean by that is it was not lacking on no visual effect, and was not lacking where you say, "Oh, I'm ready to go home," anything like that. It wasn't lacking on anything like that at all.
Yeah, and of course Ethan Hawke is back as a grabber, so he was really good too. But no, I had a
Thank
great
you.
time with the film. Yeah, I had a really lot of. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. If you're a horror fan, you'll be. It does bring the chair. It's not too gory, but it does actually, I think, have more blood than the first one. So there's that element too if you're into the gore factor. But it's hard to make a good horror movie these days, and it's hard to make something scary. A lot of times they just make a movie where it's just a lot of a slasher where it's just blood and guts, and they think that's scary. That's effective, but not necessarily scary. This was because they have characters you care about, and there's some a lot of scary things happen to them. So I thought I just it's hard to be a scary movie, and Black Phone 2 is a scary movie.
It is a scary movie. entertaining, scary. Well, I'm going to rate this. Actually, I'm going to get this 3 palm trees out of 4 because it was scary. It was entertaining. And I was rooting for the characters. I wanted them to live. I wanted them to, succeed. But I liked the villain also because the villain didn't know when to give up, how to give up. Didn't want to at all, even in death. So that's why I'm giving this 3 palm trees out of 4.
Now, villains are important. Remember, I mean, that's how a lot of horror franchises survive because you like to kill. I mean, you have Jason, Freddy, Michael. They all are enduring killers. But yes, I agree with you. And I'm ranking it 3 swords out of 4 for me, Al.
Wow.
I had a good time with this horror film, and I think it's going to be a lot of success. I don't think it'll be a part 3. I think this one they kind of wrapped things. It looks like everything's wrapped up now. We'll see. But I'm really glad they made a sequel to this one, and I would not be surprised if it's #1 at the box office either this weekend.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. But about being another one, it all depends on the dollars, and you know that. So,
True.
well, thank you, Steve. I really appreciate it that you, the movienight.net, came on our channel, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. It was always a lot of fun.
This is